everybody. Welcome to our Designing Kick-Ass Campaigns webinar. Thank you all for joining us. I haven't had this many people see the bottom half of my face at one time in so long. My name is Bethany Weinhammer, and I'm with Metro's customer service team. So I probably talked to a lot of you before. And I'm joined by Daryl Davis, who's our Vice President of Creative Services, and Laura Cook, who is our Senior Graphic Designer. So this is our third Designing Kick-Ass webinar or Designing Kick-Ass Ads webinar. And after the first two, we had a lot of people reach out and ask us to expand to creating campaigns. So here we are. Daryl and Laura are going to go over all the basics of creating great looking and successful campaigns. And then I'll show you some ways that your Metro services can help. So pay attention because there's going to be a quiz at the end. Well, not really, but there will be a short survey. So we really appreciate your feedback. It helps us create these webinars on topics that you want to see and to keep the content in the services relevant to you. Just a few other things before we start. Since there are a lot of people on the webinar, we just ask that you save your questions to the end, and we'll leave some time after the presentation to answer them all. If you have to leave before we get to the questions, you can always email service@metro-email.com, and we'll try to get back to you within about 24 hours. We are recording this webinar, so look for a follow-up email. It might not be till Monday because I find that these take forever to convert the videos. But we'll send a link to the recording along with some other great resource materials for you. All right, and I'm gonna turn it over to Daryl to get us started. Let me hand over the mouse to you. All right, Daryl, you should be able to control it now.
Okay. Great. So I just flew through 3 slides already. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. We're going to start off with a review of some basics that we've talked about in some of our previous sessions, but then we're going to quickly move on to, where'd that one go? Excuse me. As we all know, the purpose of advertising is to sell products, services, and ideas. So designing effective advertising, whether we're doing an ad or a campaign, is completely necessary to engage prospective customers to utilize the advertised service. For salespeople, why does this keep changing?
Oh, sorry, that I was putting myself on mute and it must have, oh, all right, I'm not gonna put myself on mute.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, my fault.
No, that's okay.
Where were you? Go back.
Just the one before this. Got it.
All right.
Okay, so for salespeople, building relationships and caring for your customers, your advertisers, is paramount, as well as building a relationship with your design department to convey the specific needs of your advertiser to a designer. All of this to create great ads that sell and get results, whether we're talking about ads or campaigns. It's necessary to break through the clutter. Excuse me. And that's, a phrase that we've heard forever, but a recent study indicated that the average person is estimated to encounter 6,000 to 10,000 advertising images a day. And I thought about that and I thought that is an outstanding number, but I was at the store the other day and I just went to pick up paper towels and coffee, and I kind of paid attention to everything that was screaming at me. And I realized it's really not that unreasonable. From branding to advertising, there's a ton of stuff out there. So we really need to try to cut through the crowded market with great design. So we're going to review some copyright laws. We're going to do a quick review of the 10 elements of a good ad, and at which point we'll move into talking about campaigns, what constitutes a good campaign, selling print and digital, selling campaigns in general, and then I will turn it over to my colleague, Laura, who is our senior designer and creates some amazing campaigns that we'll talk about. First up, and we've talked about this before, but I think it's important to talk about it every single time we talk about creating advertising, is that we all need to protect ourselves by not using images directly from the internet. I have heart palpitations when I hear about someone that pulled an image down from Google and they were like, and I took this out to sell it, and it's not the right way to go. If you didn't take the photo or create the image yourself, you do need permission to use it. Also bear in mind that copyright laws extend beyond imagery, and include, and sometimes more importantly, trademark phrases like March Madness or Super Bowl, Academy Awards, Oscars. Any of these things we should avoid unless we have the rights to utilize them. Here we have a quick review of creating a good ad. I'm just going to run through some check-marked areas here because this obviously relates to creating campaigns as well. We're looking at a shoe sale ad here, an appropriate image. We have a fantastic image of a bunch of shoes. Looks like someone who can't decide what they want, but it's a great image. An appropriate font, a thin, stylish sans serif font, kind of reflects the nature of this retailer. A strong headline with a clear message, couldn't be any clearer here, shoe sale. But we can talk a little bit about headlines at some point as well. The balance of the ad is right on. We move from a headline to the image. The eye flows right down. I think there's adequate white space around it. We get down to the benefit to the consumer, which is styles starting at just $25. And then complete contact information for Moxie's footwear boutique. And then also we have a couple classic design acronyms, KISS and ADA. KISS is keep it simple and straightforward, while ADA is attention, grab their attention, create some interest and desire to achieve the ultimate effect of consumer action. So now moving on to campaigns, and in an effort to define campaigns, campaigns are a series of ads designed to accomplish a specific goal. Basically a strategy that's been determined by your advertiser and salespeople. Campaigns typically appear multiple times and through the power of repetition, deliver the advertiser's message with a goal of getting consumers to take action. Campaigns can take up, can be created with a group of same size ads that are repeated, different sized ads, a combination of print and digital. They may include smaller teaser ads that work up to a large ad, or span multiple weeks across various platforms to act as a tease. Why campaigns versus a single ad? We know it's difficult to convince people to do campaigns sometimes. Single ads are hard enough, but campaigns help advertisers gain more exposure and recognition. They help the consumer understand have a better understanding of what the advertiser is offering specifically, deliver better results than one-time ads in general, and can offer greater revenue. In this instance, we have a contractor who has created a little character, very much like Flo, the progressive, woman on the ads that we see on television. At the opening of the session, we talked about our memories of, different types of brand-oriented spokespeople. That is a device that sometimes helps campaigns have lasting effect. When we really drill down and look at the elements of good campaigns, we often see that they have similar typographic choices, like this one for Millbrook Family Restaurant above, the same layout format, style of imagery, which both of these campaigns have. The neon is kind of a hot, popular look. I think it really pops, and seeing these sequentially would definitely interest me in Millbrook Family Restaurant, I think. Kramer Enterprises on the bottom uses a similar type of imagery. I think the continuity and the similarity of the images helps connect in the minds of consumer the goals of an advertiser. Nice ones. Moving into print and digital, on the top we have a great print campaign for an attorney. We also have some digital ads, mobile web ads that can be combined with the print for an ultimate effect for a campaign. Print and digital have different calls to action. Print allows more space for content and information to be conveyed, and digital ads direct to consumer to click here, initiating more information or making an online purchase versus being in a brick and mortar store. Digital solutions are kind of a condensed version of a print message and often use billboard style messaging. And when I say that, there's an old rule that you have about 3 to 4 seconds when you're driving on the highway to ascertain what's happening in a billboard. I always, kind of laugh and am fearful when there's a ton of information on a billboard, because I think of people driving and trying to take it all in, which really isn't the way to do it. And I think that, digital advertising is reflective of that. Ultimately, these two can work together to communicate more effectively the campaign concept of an advertiser and also reach a broader audience. Selling campaigns. Selling campaigns is sometimes difficult. Sometimes it's something that an advertiser is ready to jump into at the beginning. Every advertiser is different. They have different strategic needs that salespeople need to hash out and be able to convey those needs to the designer. This knowledge gained from understanding these needs helps to craft a campaign sometimes. A campaign can be born out of strategic solutions that are created between sales and an advertiser. Again, creating spec ads is vital to the process of campaign development, to take a look at how it's going to roll out, what it's going to look like, who we're trying to reach. And reiterating here that sometimes a bundling of print and digital solutions can optimize campaign results. And ultimately, successful campaigns generate more revenue and create a branding element in the consumer mind. We're going to move forward here, and I'm going to ask Laura to talk about some campaigns that we've developed, that she's designed, and we've all developed together, that I think are reflective of everything that we just talked about. So Laura's our senior designer. Go, Laura.
Hi. Do I have control?
Every time I click on it to give you control, it switches the slides.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. All right. Okay, you should have it now.
Okay, let me just see. I'll use this. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't jump again. Okay. So hi, everyone. I'm going to be going over a few examples of campaigns that we've put together for Metro recently, what makes them a campaign, how I've designed them, and how different campaigns can be effective. So this first group of ads we put together for the Relevance Project, illustrating the power of advertising in newspapers by focusing on actual consumer data. The data shows how many people will act based on an advertiser and how they will act. So in each of these, you see 7 out of 10 people act after reading a circular ad. 8 out of 10 people will act after receiving a coupon. 6 out of 10 people will act after reading an eyewear ad in a newspaper. The data was derived from Coda Ventures, which is a marketing and media research firm. So this is actual data. And the data was really the focus of this campaign. So I have, the numbers quite large to get that message across quickly, but pairing that with a striking image that illustrates the type of advertiser that's being mentioned in the data, helps bring it together and not bog the reader down with just the data. So if they just read that first section within the thick stroke area, they're going to get a lot of information quickly right there. So this format was used to actually create 15 of these single sheets for this campaign, and for all the data to sell to specific advertisers. And these are actually all on MCC and can be downloaded and used as informational sheets when selling to certain businesses with this actual consumer data that we've put together. Let's see. Oh. Can I page down? There we go. Okay, this is a group of ads for an announcement section of a newspaper, a template that we put together. So they all have a similar format and graphic elements. They each have the circle with the pricing and the corner triangle element that really give it a campaign look. Even though the headings for each section are graphically very different, the engagement news, baby announcements, wedding celebration, they use different type of images, different fonts, different colors. But with the ad layout the same, the information placement the same, and the graphic elements similar, it unites them into a campaign. And using a campaign style of ads can really help to brand the program for the advertiser and what you're looking to highlight for the advertiser. This next set of ads were a customer request for a financial advisor looking to highlight HSA plans. So campaigns don't always have to have the same font or colors or format. This campaign just needed to focus on advertising the HSA plans. So an advertiser might just want to focus on one aspect of the business, and that becomes the campaign. So by using different formats, you're trying to attract as many people as possible. So the first ad here is a bit more text heavy. It's giving information about the HSA plans, which some people might take the time to read and really appreciate the information. The second ad here, it has a question: what can our health savings account do for you? Followed by 2 quick bullet point reasons to reduce out-of-pocket medical spending and to help you save for retirement. So that's a quicker read, which might pique a different person's interest more than the first ad. So this campaign is trying different methods to attract all potential customers. But just highlighting a single aspect of the business has made a campaign for this business. So you can take this further using even less copy, different images in 3, 4, 5 ads, but just focusing on the HSA plans is the reason for the campaign run for this advertiser. And hopefully with varying the layout and how the information is presented, you will attract a variety of people to this aspect of the business. These 2 newspaper promo campaign ad templates I created, I just did two versions. So, there's just 2 in both campaigns, but I wanted to show these ones because they allow for a lot of potential variations. When designing a potential campaign style format, you want to leave enough white space to allow for longer text, different headings, different offers, and also, a variety of images. So you want the image size to be large enough to accommodate a variety of photographs or illustrations. So both of these would make a great starter template for any type of campaign. Just the placement of the images and the text, knock those out, put in different advertiser. This could be a starter template layout for a campaign for a restaurant or for a florist. And there's enough white space around to really put in a variety of information, longer headlines, longer offers. And in fact, many of our ad templates that we only have a single one of on MCC can easily be the start to any campaign for an advertiser. Just find an ad that's going to have enough space to really manipulate the copy in each ad for the campaign. And finally, I want to talk about campaigns that aren't just advertisements. So here we have a section cover, a full page layout, a promo ad, and a graphic header for a community remembrance section. So when designing something like this, like with much of our themed content, I start by finding an image that will work well on various formats and that will create a cohesive feel for all instances it'll be shown. So here with the cloud background, it's fitting for the topic. It works well with type laid on top of it. It can easily be faded away to use in larger formats. And this example is for a newspaper section, but a multi-format campaign for an advertiser could be laid out similarly with a branded sponsor section, a full page sponsored informational page that relates to the type of advertiser, and then following that up with a quarter page ad for the business that holds the similar look. So that's just an idea on how to make an advertiser more prominent with a campaign that isn't just a traditional ad campaign, to get them to sponsor other pages or other sections, and using a look that then flows into their own advertisements to really make them more prominent in the newspaper. So those are the examples I wanted to show you of various campaigns. And now I'm going to turn it over to Bethany.
All right. Okay, so control back. All right, so now that you have all the design basics under your belt, let's go over some ways that your Metro services can help. I'm going to accept that things want to update in the middle of a webinar. Oh, all right. So I'm going to show you some different places that you can get inspiration for getting your campaign started and some resources to help you if you get stuck. And Metro is all about providing you with inspiration and ideas. And you can find it in our search books, our calendar, the My Ad Wizard, Creative Library, our forum, and of course, in the current events going on too. We're going to start in the search book, and you can find them in the top left-hand corner of our website. The search books are really the easiest way to see all the fresh new images, ad templates, sales ideas that we put into the service each month. And those are all going to reflect timely topics, holidays, current design trends. And it's really a great way to see everything so you know you aren't missing anything. You can always go to the Creative Library and search for keywords, but by seeing everything that's new in front of you in the search book, you're not missing anything. And you can view it as an online flip book and turn the pages, or you can download it as a PDF. And we do send out email notifications and put up pop-ups whenever the new issue is ready. So be sure you watch out for those. Make sure that we have your current email address on file. We have a search book for each one of our major services. For today's purposes, we're going to be focusing on the Metro newspaper service and the multi-platform ad packages search books. So I've pulled a few pages from the May search book here. So as you're flipping through the search book to find campaign ideas, one thing you can do is look for pages that have a lot of images for the same topics. So this page on the right, for example, has a lot of beautiful photos that you could use to create a campaign for any kind of lawn and garden company. You could use a photo in one ad to promote spring flowers, one for gardening equipment, maybe one for weed control. This spread for seniors is also a good example. The photos on the left have lots of active seniors. So you could create a campaign for maybe a senior living community or an activity center. The illustrations on the right-hand page would be a good campaign for maybe an assisted living or a nursing home, or even to promote helping local seniors in your community. And most of the illustrations on this page have a similar graphic design, so it can add a cohesiveness to your campaign. Now, if you don't want to start from scratch creating the ad design, You can also keep an eye out for our ready-made ad layouts in the search book. And here's one example here. It looks like for a senior living community. Now this one happens to be a single sheet with a coordinating retail ad. So right there, you've got a campaign of sorts already done for you. But you could take that retail ad as a starting point and change the photos. So you can use some of the photos from the previous spread that we saw, and maybe add a testimonial from different residents in each ad, talking about why they're so excited to be living there. National Nurses Week and Police Week are also coming up in May, so you can check out these spreads for some campaign ideas from these images. And this page on the left has nothing to do with campaigns, but it's in our May search book, and I wanted to point it out because it goes over different ways to improve communication between advertisers, sales reps, and designers when you're using our website. So it's a good read, and we're going to include a link to this in the follow-up email that's going to go out. And if you attend the sales training webinar that's coming up next week, you'll learn a lot more details about how you can communicate with each other using our website. So definitely sit in on that. So back to campaigns. Daryl talked about digital and print campaigns. So if you're looking for inspiration to get those started, the multi-platform ad packages search book, easier done than said, is the place to go. This is going to show you all of the print ads with their coordinating web ads that are new each month. So this page on the left is for a deli, and it's to promote their lunches. So we've got a print ad here, the 3 web ads, and 2 mobile ads. So there's a print and digital campaign right there already done. But you could expand this idea further, change out the photo, the heading, the offer, and create a second version of the campaign that focuses on breakfast, and maybe one for dinner or live music or anything else that they want to bring attention to.
Bethany, can I jump in here for 1 second?
Sure.
I just want to mention that with respect to creating spec ads, like Bethany just demonstrated you could do here, obviously the benefit of selling with spec ads has been proven, print and digitally, with a 70% close ratio. So showing spec ads works. Sorry, go ahead. I just had to interrupt you for that advertising message.
Thank you for the PSA.
Uh-huh.
So you can expand the runtime of this campaign by stretch it out longer by changing the focus of the ads every week. It also draws more attention to it each week too. With any of our search books, if you like the content that you see on the page and you want to access it, it's real easy. All you have to do is click on the page, and it's going to open everything on that page right in the Creative Library for you. So from there, you can print out a preview or you can download it. In the case of the multi-platform ad package search book, it will take you into the more options window of the print ad. So here you can do print preview, you can download whatever version you need of the print ad, and then you're going to scroll down and you'll see the section for the web ads. And these are going to download as layered Photoshop files, so you can customize them in Photoshop. So it's real quick and easy to access the content right from the search book when you find something that you like. So the next source of inspiration is our planning and promotions calendar. And you can access that from the top right-hand corner, and it'll give you a choice of all the different months that you can choose from. And the calendar is going to give you monthly, weekly, and daily events. And these are great promotional opportunities, and they give businesses new reasons to advertise. You can also put them up on social media. May has a ton of events, which you can't really tell from my short little screenshot here, but you've got American Cheese Month, Building Safety Month. There are so many appreciation events like nurses, teachers, police, firefighters, EMS. Everybody's appreciated in May. May is also National Pet Month. So I'm going to take that as an idea. We can find ads for a vet or a pet store and maybe feature a different pet and a different offer in each one of the ads. So now that we got an idea, we can do some searching to put it in action. So if you can always create your layouts from scratch, but if you want something to get you started, if you're in sales, you can go to the wizard if you're subscribing, and you can find templates that you can personalize right in your browser. From the creative library and the sales tabs, you can find ad templates that you can customize in Quark and InDesign, and you can also find thousands of images to choose from also. So the wizard is a sales tool. If you're subscribing to this service, it is a quick, easy way to take out a spec ad to present to a client with the advantage of having the client's information in the ad. You're not designing anything. All you're doing is typing in the client's business information, and then you choose a template and the wizard puts it all together for you. So it's real simple to use, and it gives you something to take out in your hands. As Daryl was saying, spec ads sell. Now you have one, and you have somewhere to start there. And you can learn a lot more about the wizard on the sales training webinar next week. So register. If you're not using the wizard, or if you're looking for images, you can go to the creative library or the sales tab. They both have the same content in them when you're searching. So for our vet campaign, you can search for vet and get some photos here. You can also get the ad layouts, or you can search for each pet individually. But as you're finding ideas for your campaign, it's really helpful if you can kind of keep everything together to keep yourself organized and have everything in one place. So the Lightbox and the Project Organizer are really great tools for that. If you've never used them, all of our images and ads and editorial have icons below. So there's a light bulb and a project folder icon. So just click on whichever one you want to use, and then you'll click on the corresponding tab at the top to view everything when you're done. So this is a project that I put together. I've got all my different animal photos, so I can do a whole slew of ads here. And then I found an ad template that I can use as a starting point. So from the Lightbox and the project, you can download everything at once. So it's not only a good way to keep track of everything, it's real easy to download everything with just one button. And if you're using the projects, you can share them internally with other Metro users within your account. All right, so another source of inspiration is current events. Metro does not in any way control the current events, but we do give you the content to promote them and create ads around them. So for example, we had a customer contact us to request more images and ads for COVID vaccines to present to their pharmacy, who is going to be opening up to provide vaccinations. So we are ramping up our content. So this is a great idea for a campaign starter. Come in here and find some vaccine images and put together some ads to take out to your pharmacies and have them run some campaigns. And then hopefully next year, COVID will not be in the current events anymore. So you can find this request and a lot of others on our forum, which brings us to the final source of inspiration. If you haven't seen our new forum yet, there's a link at the top of our website that you can get there. This is a place where you can come to get and share ideas with us and with each other. You can ask questions, you can send us requests, and then after you create a kick-ass campaign that generates a lot of revenue, you can come back to the forum and share it with us, because we'd love to see what you're doing. So definitely send us your finished products. And just so you know, we're always taking requests. So if you have trouble finding something, or you need a custom piece of art or an ad or editorial feature, or just need help with some campaign ideas, you can always reach out to us, and we'll be glad to help. And that brings us to our resources section on how you can find help and how we can help you. So there's always our customer service department. You can contact us. You can watch our video tutorials, attend our training webinars. You can now manage your users on our website so that everyone has passwords. And we're going to be sending you some reference materials in the follow-up email. So from our site, the support menu in the top right-hand corner, you can find the link to contact us, and also way at the top. If you need help with anything, if you have requests, if you need tech support, help with passwords, you name it, give us a call or send us an email. You can also view our video tutorials. So if you're new to Metro or just want to learn more about some of the features that I've gone over, like the Lightbox, the project organizer, the wizard, we've got how-to videos for pretty much everything we could think of in our video tutorials library. And if you enjoy our live training webinars and want to see what's coming up next, you can go to that option. And you may have heard me mention it once or 4 times. We have a sales training webinar coming up next week. If you've never attended one, register for it. You're going to learn so much more about how to use our website to help you sell, using the calendar, the wizard, finding ideas, improving communication, all that stuff. So definitely go to the live training webinars under the support menu and sign up for that sales webinar. And we can also do one-on-one new user or refresher training with your staff to show you how to use our website. So you can always contact us and we can set that up for you. Also, if you can't attend our live webinars, and this way we can customize it to what you're subscribing to also. One of our newer resources is the My Account page, which is in the top right-hand corner. Just make sure you're logged in. You can come here to the password and profile area to change your password or update your information, like your email address or your title. If you are one of our key contact people, as far as maintaining passwords, you can now do it online by clicking Manage User Accounts. You can still feel free to call us or email us if you want, but you can always check it out here. And that will give you access to your whole staff. So it's a good time to go in and make sure all of your new users have passwords, email addresses are up to date, and anyone who's no longer with the company gets deleted. And then the My Services link, if you have a question about what is included in your subscription, you can go there. And like if you want to see if you get the wizard, you can go to My Services and just look for My Ad Wizard. And if you see anything that you're not subscribing to that you're interested in, we do offer free trials of most of our services, where we can give you more information or rates. So check that out and then let us know if you need more info. And then finally, the reference materials that we're going to be sending you with the recording of the webinar are the Good Ads versus Bad Ads booklet, which goes over, it's got tons of useful information in it, and it's got, based on the webinar from today. So you'll have a lot of good info there. Laura mentioned the Relevance Project and the ads that we did through that. So there are some other tips and information from the Relevance Project that we're going to send you, and you can get more information at relevanceproject.net. And then the ideas page that I mentioned earlier about improving communication through our website. So those are all going to have links in the email along with the recording. And just to recap then, you've got plenty of places through Metro that you can find inspiration and lots of ways that you can get help if you need it. So definitely reach out to us. And with that, I'm going to take a breath and open it up to questions. For those of you who have to run out, you'll get a recording. You can always email us your questions. And for those of you who want to stay and ask questions, if you can type everything in the Q&A box, that way we only have one place to look. It looks like there's some things in the chat window already. I'll check that. But the Q&A is going to be the easiest place. So on your mark, get set, go. Send us your questions.
It looks like we just have a request for some photos, Daryl, there.
Yeah, I see. I'm working on sales sheets for a summer tourism publication and looking for photos of happy travelers wearing masks. We certainly have content to fit that need, so it would be a great place to start to look in our creative library, specifically for photos. But Louise, if you take a look and you don't see what you need, please feel free to contact us directly. If, for instance, you're looking for travelers in a specific mountain setting or any type of setting, we could certainly help you out there if you don't see what you need, but we definitely have that content available. It's interesting that we've had to turn on a dime and create a library with people doing all kinds of activities wearing masks. COVID has certainly created challenges for everyone. So again, Louise, if you don't see what you need, contact us directly. We'd be happy to help.
And Steve, since you're subscribers, you're assuming you'll get a recording. Yes, everybody who registered, whether you were able to attend or not, and if you weren't, you're not there to hear me say it, but you'll all get the emails with the recordings. It might take a couple of days. It'll probably go out on Saturday once I get the video converted. Can there be more home improvement, building, and agricultural editorial content?
Yes, there can be, and that's something that we will discuss with our writers and people that are creating that editorial content. Interestingly, we've had what I feel like is an uptick in requests for agricultural content, and we've tried to answer that need editorially as well as image content, and it's something that is being done on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, I feel like with these requests too, like you just said, Daryl, about asking what kind of setting you're looking for in photos, and even with the editorial content, like if there's something specific that you're not seeing that's a need in your region, since we are getting content out to the entire US and Canada, so whatever specific in your region would be good to note in a request.
And we're updating content weekly now too, so it's not all going up in one big upload in once a month. It's being uploaded gradually every week, so you're getting stuff a little more little sooner than you would have otherwise, and we can keep adding more.
And just throwing this out, if you don't have a specific question, if there's something you could share about a campaign that you've created or challenges that you've met campaign wise, we'd love to hear it and talk about it maybe.
Ruth asks, will you ever be adding video clips? That's something that we've talked about, but I think the issue that we had with that was that some of them are so specific that just trying to find ones that enough that people are interested in was tricky.
Our Freedom subscribers do have access to videos on Getty, I believe.
Yes.
And it's something we're continually looking at and reviewing, and we'd love to hear any specifics about that.
So you can contact us for more information, or look on our website for more information about the Freedom packages.
Again, a lot of the video clips do need to be customized, but there is some fantastic content.
All right, let's see. Can you elaborate on your info about spec ads? My understanding of spec ads might be different than yours.
Spec ads being strategically determined concepts that you're looking to sell to an advertiser to take out. I'm just not sure what you meant specifically by the difference. If you could explain that a bit.
All right, and let's see.
I'm seeing them come in a couple different.
I know, they're all over the place now.
I create spec ads to get clients. Yes. Okay, so not just a client that already exists, but prospecting for clients using spec ads is a fantastic way to do that as well.
And you can use our calendar. The calendar, I forgot to mention it, but it also has an area for bestsellers. So you can see what types of businesses are going to be good prospects for the month also. And then do a search for those types of businesses, find an ad that you like and print it out and take that out as spec. Just gives you a foot in the door. And if you do like to create spec ads, if you don't have the wizard, that helps too, because it makes you, if you're in sales, you can crank out a whole bunch of personalized spec ads real quickly. You don't have to wait for a designer to do it. And then after the ad sells, you go back and send the changes over to the designers.
Jaleesa's question is interesting, and I think it speaks to the relationship between sales and design. And I understand that can sometimes be maybe a challenging area for both salespeople and designers. I'm not sure exactly what advice to give, but other than, working together to try to meet the visual and also strategic business needs of a retailer. And if you could elaborate on that a bit, I would appreciate it as well. Oh, how do we get our sales reps to trust our ideas in building great ads and appease customers? That's a tough one. I mean, it's probably on a one-to-one basis, but I think that great design can speak for itself, particularly when it answers the strategic needs of a retailer. And hopefully, salespeople and designers can reach, a positive common ground on those issues. I know it's a tough situation in some settings.
Yeah, and ultimately, you want the ad to be noticed for the business. So if, as a salesperson, if they can recognize that this is going to be an effective, eye-catching ad to try to get, because they're the next line to the business owner, to get them to trust the designer and them that this is going to get attention and ultimately bring more business to their establishment. It's a lot of trust.
And Jaleesa, one more thought. Sometimes creating options, maybe creating 2 spec ads, one with, one way of doing something and another way of doing it another way. Sometimes 2 spec ads helps to, create some trust.
Joel, can you talk about the Pulse integration for adding to proposals? That's something I can email you more information about. For anyone that's not familiar, we do have a partnership with Pulse. So you can, if you're subscribing to Pulse, you can go there to get all the data about what types of businesses are going to be spending money on what kinds of things. And then their presentations integrate with our wizard. So if you're getting Pulse and the wizard, you can create a spec ad in the wizard to go along with your Pulse presentation and take them both out together to double your selling power. So Joel, I will send you an email. We just updated the manual that goes over more details on how they work together. And we can also set up a separate webinar for that too. If you're interested, just contact us and let us know.
Looks like someone wants a webinar for sales and potential advertisers.
I think that's a great idea. I'm just milling it around in my head. I think that some of this will be addressed in our sales webinar next week, but it's definitely a fantastic idea for a standalone webinar. Crystal, maybe we could talk a little bit more about that directly with you to get a better idea of what you're talking about. So I'd love to hear from you. From Mallory, we have, what is the best way to design proposal layouts? that salespeople could easily plug and play their proposed marketing plans. That might be a wizard thought, Bethany, yes?
Easily.
Design
Well, the wizard, you can only plug in the advertiser's information. You can't replace the other, like any of the other info in the ads, although that might be a feature that's coming. Proposal layouts, the salespeople could easily plug and play their proposed marketing plans. Oh, but okay, so if we had a template.
Oh, maybe I misunderstood that. Maybe they are looking for a design template that could include proposals to a prospective advertiser. I'm not clear if I'm getting that. Oh, a template. Okay,
are you looking for like a sales sheet that has the different ads and the prices for like different sections of the paper? Or I'm not clear on the proposed marketing plans part.
Mallory, again, if you know what, if you have a moment to contact me directly about that, I'd love to try to create something along those lines. It sounds like a very usable template.
Mm-hmm.
And something we could include in the future for sure. Definitely looking forward to hearing from you.
And then just a final reverse on how a sales rep to get a designer to trust them in design decisions and layouts. That is, yeah. It's the trusting back and forth. And then ultimately making the advertiser happy and noticed and gets more business to them.
Connie says a picture of a view sheet to propose an ad. With the we have an upgrade coming up for the wizard. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not, and now it's in front of a whole bunch of people, so I might be in trouble. But with the upgrade to our wizard, there is you can create sales sheets. So so basically what you can do is, as you create a bunch of ads, you find a bunch of different templates that you want for an advertiser. It will put their client's information in the ad, and then you can print them all out together. So depending on how many ads you have, it might be a few pages, but it shows all the ads that you've selected for them as ideas. And then there's an area for you to write notes at the bottom or provide notes for them. And it has some other basic information on that. So that might be kind of close to what you're thinking of. And you can also do print ads and digital ads together in a presentation. So you can do any kind of combination that you want, and it will put them all together in one place for you. And then you can print out the whole presentation. So that will be coming. It's in the testing phase now. So hopefully that'll be launching soon. So you can, if you're not getting the wizard, it might be something that you want to do a free trial of, so that you can check that out. I gotta back up. There's a whole bunch more. Will there be an option for changing sizes, general sizing, of course, in wizard for spec ads? Yes, you can change the size to a degree. You're not going to be able to take a 2-column ad and turn it into a 5-column ad, but within reason, you can adjust the size. And also add a logo too.
Yeah, the wizard is just a quick generating tool. And then if you need a different size, bring it back to the designer.
Yes, or any other custom changes for the advertiser. Anything else? Any other questions? Do we miss any? I think we got all the ones that are there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if that's all of them, if you think of any more, After we're done, our emails are right here, or you can also go to the contact us on our website and send an email to service. And then keep an eye out in the next couple of days for the follow-up email with the recording and all of those different reference materials. And thank you so much for joining us. And again, there is a short survey. Please stay on the line for a short survey. I feel like your phone company or your bank or whoever, but like I said, we love the feedback from the surveys. So
thank you, and thanks for listening. And again, just to reiterate what Bethany just said, do not hesitate to contact us directly. We'd love to hear from you and help out in any way we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.